In the cheerful town of Sunnyvale, where the sun always shone and flowers bloomed in vibrant colors, lived four best friends known as the Rainbow Brigade: Mia, Jake, Lily, and Ben. Every Saturday, they met under the big old oak tree in the park to plan their next adventure. One bright Saturday morning, Mia arrived with chocolate chip cookies that smelled delicious. Jake had crunchy apple slices, Lily packed juice boxes, and Ben filled his backpack with gummy bears. As they settled under the oak tree, Mia exclaimed, "I wish we could go on a super adventure today." Jake grinned, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "How about a treasure hunt? But where would we find treasure?" Lily asked, tilting her head in thought. Ben, who loved stories of hidden treasures, suggested, "What about the old cave at the edge of the forest? I heard there's treasure there." Excited by the idea, they prepared for their hunt. They made a list of things to bring: a map, flashlights, snacks, and, of course, a camera to capture their adventures. "I can solve puzzles," Mia said with a determined smile. "I can climb trees," Jake added proudly. "I know how to read maps," said Lily, and Ben declared, "I can find hidden things." Once they had everything packed, they hopped on their bikes and pedaled through Sunnyvale, singing songs about their adventure. They stopped at a pond to feed the ducks, laughing as the ducks quacked and flapped their wings. "Look, they think we have more food," Lily giggled. "Let's race to the forest," Jake shouted, taking off on his bike. The friends followed, pedaling as fast as they could, their laughter echoing in the air. As they reached the edge of the forest, tall trees stood like giants, their leaves whispering in the breeze. The path ahead twisted and turned, inviting them into the green wilderness. "It's so quiet here," Mia whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. As they entered the forest, they spotted squirrels darting up trees and beautiful wildflowers blooming everywhere. The friends stuck together, encouraging one another as they climbed steep hills and squeezed through narrow paths. The sun filtered through the leaves, casting playful shadows on the ground. After what felt like a long hike, they finally found the cave entrance dark and mysterious. "Are we ready?" Ben asked, a mix of excitement and nervousness in his voice. "Absolutely," Jake said, holding his flashlight high. They took a deep breath and stepped inside, the air cooler than outside. Inside, the cave was magical. Glittering rocks sparkled like stars, and strange formations created an otherworldly landscape. They explored, marveling at the beauty around them. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon an old, dusty map tucked behind a rock. "This is amazing," Lily squealed. They gathered around, excited to decode the clues. The first clue read, "To find the treasure, you must go deep, where the shadows dance and the secrets sleep." Their hearts raced as they worked together to figure out the next steps. "This way," Ben pointed toward a darker passage, with flashlights flickering. They followed the map, facing challenges along the way. They crawled through tight spots, climbed over rocks, and navigated narrow paths. At each twist and turn, they found beautiful crystals shimmering in the light. "Look at this one," Mia exclaimed, holding up a sparkling gem. "It's like a rainbow." After what felt like hours of searching, they finally reached a small chamber filled with glittering treasures, gold coins, shiny jewels, and sparkling crowns. "Wow!" they shouted, their voices echoing. It felt like they had discovered a world of wonders. As they gathered around the treasure, Ben had a brilliant idea. Instead of keeping everything, we should share this with everyone in Sunnyvale. We can use it to build a new playground or something fun for everyone. The others nodded enthusiastically. Yes, that's a great idea, Mia said, imagining the smiles on everyone's faces. With their hearts set on sharing the treasure, they carefully collected a few special items to bring back. They retraced their steps through the cave, discussing how they would present their findings to the town. Back in Sunnyvale, they rushed to gather everyone at the park, where they shared their incredible tale. The townspeople listened with wide eyes as the friends recounted their adventure in the cave. Inspired by their bravery and generosity, Mrs. Thompson, the mayor, stood up and declared, "Let's throw a celebration in honor of the Rainbow Brigade." The crowd erupted in cheers, and ideas started flying. "Let's have games, music, and delicious food," suggested Mrs. Thompson. The excitement in the air was contagious. In the following weeks, the friends worked tirelessly to prepare for the celebration. They made colorful banners, created fun games, and organized delicious food stalls. "This is going to be the best day ever," Jake exclaimed as they decorated the park. Finally, the day of the celebration arrived. The sun shone brightly, and the park was filled with laughter and music. Children ran around, their faces painted like butterflies and superheroes. The friends set up their booths, sharing their adventures and encouraging others to explore. As they played games and enjoyed the festivities, they felt proud of their teamwork. "Look at how happy everyone is," Lily said, smiling as she watched children giggle while playing a ring toss game. Later, they gathered under the big oak tree, reflecting on how far they had come. "This is amazing," Jake exclaimed, still buzzing with excitement. "I can't believe we did all of this. I can't believe how many stories we heard," Lily added, her eyes shining with happiness. Ben nodded, a smile on his face. "And all the new friends we made." Mia took a deep breath, looking around at her friends. "You know, no matter where we go or what we do, as long as we're together, every day will be an adventure." And so, the Rainbow Brigade continued to meet every week, dreaming of new adventures. One day, Lily suggested exploring the river. "I heard there are hidden caves by the water too," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "Let's build a raft," Ben suggested. The friends agreed and gathered materials: fallen branches, old logs, and twine. They practiced tying knots and working together, each friend taking on a specific job. Ben was in charge of finding the best sticks, while Mia drew a design for the raft. Jake took the lead on tying everything together, showing everyone how to make it strong. Lily brought snacks for their picnic, packing peanut butter sandwiches, fruit, and lemonade. On the day of their adventure, they rode their bikes to the river, the sun shining brightly above them. The water sparkled like diamonds as they approached the banks, and the sound of flowing water filled the air. They were filled with excitement as they unveiled their raft. It looked like a real explorer's boat. "This is going to be amazing," Jake exclaimed as they loaded their supplies onto the raft. They all climbed aboard, and with Mia at the front guiding the way, they pushed off into the river. At first, they paddled slowly, using makeshift paddles they crafted from branches. They giggled and splashed each other with water, their laughter ringing out like music. The gentle current carried them downstream, and they watched the trees and rocks pass by, feeling like true adventurers. Suddenly, they spotted a small island in the middle of the river. "Let's check it out!" Lily shouted, pointing excitedly. They steered the raft toward the island, their hearts racing with anticipation. When they landed, they hopped off and began exploring. The island was filled with colorful flowers, strange-shaped rocks, and even a few butterflies fluttering about. "This place is beautiful," Ben said, running his fingers over the soft grass. They took turns climbing trees and playing hide and seek among the flowers, their laughter echoing through the air. After a while, they decided to take a break and enjoy their picnic. They spread out a blanket on the grass and opened their lunch bags. "These sandwiches are the best," Mia said, taking a big bite. As they munched, they shared stories about their favorite moments from their treasure hunt and what they wanted to do next. Once they finished eating, Jake suggested, "How about a mini treasure hunt right here on the island?" The others agreed, their eyes sparkling with excitement. They decided to create clues for each other. Mia wrote a riddle. "I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness it lies. What am I?" The others thought hard and finally guessed, "A cloud." Next, it was Lily's turn, and she hid a little toy compass near a cluster of flowers, giving clues about where to find it. Ben hid a shiny rock by the big tree and challenged them to find it. They raced around the island, laughing and solving each other's clues. The friendly competition brought them even closer together. As they finished their little treasure hunt, they spotted something shiny near the water's edge. Curiosity piqued. They walked over to investigate. To their amazement, they discovered an old, weathered box partially buried in the sand. "Could this be another treasure?" Ben exclaimed. With excitement, they carefully dug it out and opened the lid. Inside, they found a collection of beautiful seashells and a note that read, "These shells hold stories of the sea. May they inspire your next adventure." The friends stared in awe, feeling like they had uncovered a real treasure. "We have to share these at the upcoming fair in Sunnyvale," Mia suggested, her eyes sparkling. They decided to clean the shells and display them, excited to tell everyone about their discoveries. As they prepared for the fair, they crafted posters highlighting their adventures and how they found the seashells. The town buzzed with anticipation for the event. On the day of the fair, the park transformed into a magical place filled with laughter, music, and delicious aromas wafting from food stalls. The friends set up their booths, showcasing their treasure and sharing their stories with anyone who passed by. "Come see what we found," Lily called, her voice ringing with excitement. Families gathered around, curious to hear about the Rainbow Brigade's adventures. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the fair, the friends gathered on stage to share their story of the Cave of Dreams and their island adventure. They spoke about teamwork, friendship, and the joy of exploring together. When they finished, the crowd erupted in applause, their faces beaming with joy. The friends felt proud, knowing they had inspired others to seek out their own adventures. The fair continued with games, music, and laughter filling the air. As the festival came to an end, they reflected on the day under the big old oak tree, just like they always did. "This was amazing!" Jake exclaimed, still buzzing with excitement. "I can't believe how many stories we heard," Lily said, her eyes shining. Ben nodded, a smile on his face. "And all the new friends we made." Mia took a deep breath, looking around at her friends. You know, no matter where we go, or what we do, as long as we're together, every day will be an adventure. And so, the Rainbow Brigade continued their adventures, exploring new places, meeting new friends, and sharing their stories with the world. They learned that the greatest treasures were not just found in caves or forests, but in the bonds of friendship and the memories they created together. With each new adventure, they discovered the magic of life, laughter, and the joy of sharing experiences with those they loved. As they continued their journey, they knew that every day held the promise of something new and exciting, just waiting to be discovered. The end was just the beginning for the Rainbow Brigade. Each sunrise brought fresh possibilities, and they couldn't wait to see where their next adventure would take them. In the little town of Sunnyvale, the spirit of adventure thrived, lighting up their lives like the brightest star in the sky.